Imagine a Viking longhouse, its walls carved with runes older than memory. Outside, the northern winds bite and howl across frozen fjords. Inside, a fire crackles, sending sparks that climb the rafters like tiny, defiant stars. Around the fire sits a circle of young men and women, warriors in training, wanderers seeking purpose, souls hungry for strength. The old Skald rises slowly. His hair glows silver like frost under moonlight. His eyes burn with calm, ancient fire. When he lifts his staff, the hall falls silent, as if the storm outside pauses to listen.
You want strength, the kind that survives storms, survives despair, survives a world that would see you broken. Then listen. These are the Skald's rules. Learn them, and you will shape your own fate.
Rule 1. Shape the story, or the world will shape it for you. Long ago, the Vikings knew that a warrior without a story was a weapon without a hand to guide it. If your life lacks direction, someone else will write your saga, your boss, social media, your past, or your fears. Take Anna, a modern professional struggling to finish her startup. Every day, distractions pull her attention. Emails, messages, news cycles, doubt. Yet when she asks herself, "What story am I choosing today?" she begins to reclaim her narrative. Choosing focus over noise, courage over procrastination, she turns small victories into momentum. Her circle colleagues, mentors, supporters watches her story unfold, and trust builds like layers of iron over steel. The Vikings carved their saga into memory and into stone. Today, your story is shaped by the choices you make daily, the promises you keep to yourself, the boundaries you enforce. Shape your story deliberately, and the world cannot write it for you. Rule 2. Honor the scar, not the wound. In battle, the Vikings bore scars proudly. Proof of survival. Proof of experience. A single warrior once returned from a raid with a slash across his cheek, his shield shattered. Younger warriors whispered fear, but the elders nodded. "He has survived," they said. "He is stronger than those who have never faced a sword." Today, wounds come in many forms: heartbreak, failure, betrayal, loss. Consider Thomas, who was laid off suddenly. He could sink into bitterness, letting failure define him. Instead, he reframed it as a scar. Proof that he endured, proof that he learned. He built new skills, started consulting, and within a year, created opportunities he never imagined. Scars are teachers. Wounds are thieves. Honor what you survived. Let every trial fortify your mind, your character, and your determination. Wear your scars like armor. They signal to the world that you are battle-tested and unbroken. Rule 3. Build your circle like a shield wall. No Viking fought alone. Even the strongest warrior falls without a shield at his side. Sigrid, a young entrepreneur, learned this the hard way. Early in her career, she tried to manage everything alone, from clients to marketing to finances. Her energy broke like ice under a storm. When she sought allies, mentors, collaborators, trusted peers, her impact multiplied. Her circle became a shield wall, protecting her, challenging her, amplifying her strengths. Modern life tests us in similar ways. Friends, partners, colleagues, advisors. Choose them like Vikings chose their shield wall. Surround yourself with those who strengthen your resolve and push you toward growth. Alone, a person can survive. Together, a circle endures, thrives, and changes the course of their world. The fire in the longhouse crackled, sending shadows dancing across rune-carved beams. Outside, the northern wind battered the walls like a living thing, yet inside, the circle of young warriors and seekers leaned closer, listening to every word of the old Skald.
You have learned to shape your story, honor your scars, and build your circle. Now comes the next lesson, words and presence. For even the mightiest sword cannot protect a man whose mind is weak, whose voice is hollow, whose focus is scattered.
Rule 4. Speak only words, strong enough to outlive you. The Vikings understood the weight of words. A spoken promise was a stone laid in the foundation of fate. Lies weakened clans, reckless speech invited death. He spoke of Bjorn, a young skald in training, who once insulted a visiting chieftain's son in anger. Though it seemed small, the ripple of disrespect spread across fjords and markets, leaving Bjorn isolated and dishonored until he redeemed himself, through years of deeds. Today, words still carry unseen weight. Social media amplifies thoughtless statements. Meetings, emails, conversations. Each is a spark in the world, capable of starting a fire or leaving a wound. Consider Maya, a manager at a tech firm. When she felt tension rise during a team conflict, she paused before responding. Instead of reacting, she asked, "Will this matter in a year? Will this build or destroy?" Her words became shields, building trust instead of burning relationships. Over time, her team followed her example, creating a culture of respect and accountability. The lesson? Speak with intention. Speak less, but let every word echo like a drumbeat across time. Words are currency of influence. Spend them wisely, and the world bends toward you. Waste them, and the wind carries them away. Rule 5. Stand where your feet are. Vikings faced life with clarity. Snowstorms, enemy raids, famine. Distractions were fatal. They mastered presence because the present moment determined survival. He recounted the story of Ingrid, a shield maiden at sea during a sudden gale. The ship listed dangerously. Men panicked. Ingrid did not look to what she could not control. She focused on her post, her ropes, her fellow sailors. Every decision, every action in that moment mattered. The ship survived. Lives survived. She survived. In the modern world, distractions abound. Phones, notifications, future anxieties, past regrets, they pull attention like unseen tides. Mental energy leaks away, leaving only fatigue and indecision. The Skald's advice: ground yourself. Take one task at a time. Solve one problem at a time. Celebrate small victories. Presence is not just mindfulness. It is discipline applied. When you stand where your feet are, you move faster and more decisively than those lost in imagined storms. Modern example. Alex, an entrepreneur, struggled to finish a complex project. Every day, new emails and meetings threatened to derail him. Using the principle of presence, he divided his work into small, focused sprints, refusing to multitask. Weeks later, the project launched successfully, with quality and impact that surpassed his previous attempts. Mini lesson. Applying rules 4 and 5. Together. The Skald leaned forward, voice low, like wind over frozen cliffs.
Words without presence are empty. Presence without careful speech is blind. Together they create authority, respect, and momentum. Every conversation, every task, every interaction becomes a stone laid in the foundation of your destiny.
Leaders who communicate with calm precision, inspiring teams even in chaos. Writers and creators who focus on one project at a time, finishing what they start. Athletes and performers who speak to themselves with discipline and act with total focus.
Even the smallest acts matter.
He whispered.
Say the right word, take the right step, stand firmly. The storm outside tests all, but mastery comes from the storm within.
The fire flickered. Shadows stretched like ancient spirits. The Skald's eyes met each young face, and the hall was silent but for the crackle of flames.
Learn these rules,
He said.
practice them in your work, in your friendships, in your struggles. Use them to carve meaning from chaos, to sharpen your mind like the finest blade, to build trust, reputation, and unbreakable courage. The next lessons are harder still. They teach action, risk, and legacy. But once mastered, they will shape you into someone who does not merely survive, but who thrives in every storm.
The fire in the longhouse burned lower now, sending golden sparks spiraling toward the dark rafters. Outside, the wind shrieked over frozen fjords, carrying the scent of ice and storm. Inside, the circle of young seekers leaned closer, captivated by the old Skald. You have learned to shape your story, honor your scars, build your circle, speak with intent, and stand where your feet are, the Skald said. But now comes the true test. Seek the storm, and leave something behind. Rule 6. Seek the storm. It sharpens the iron. The Vikings did not wait for fate to test them. They sailed into unknown seas, fought battles not for glory alone, but to discover their own strength. A blade kept in a sheath grows dull. A warrior who avoids hardship loses his edge. The Skald told of Eric, a young shield-bearer who feared the open sea. When the chieftain offered him command of a ship on a stormy voyage, he hesitated. But he remembered his father's words. The storm does not break the oak. It strengthens the roots. He took the helm, faced the waves, and returned transformed, stronger, wiser, and ready for challenges no calm sea could teach. In modern life, storms come in many forms. Difficult projects, demanding bosses, emotional upheavals, financial strain. These are not obstacles. They are sharpening stones for character. The lesson: do not wait for adversity to find you. Seek it strategically. Learn from it. Grow because of it. Comfort creates stagnation. Storms forge excellence. Rule 7. Leave something behind. The Vikings measured their lives by legacy. Not wealth alone, but stories, deeds, and the inspiration left for the next generation. A man who dies forgotten has truly perished. A woman whose name fades is lost. The Skald recounted Freya, a healer in a coastal village, who taught herbs and healing to children who would inherit her knowledge. Her own battles were small and quiet, yet her influence lasted decades. Today, leaving something behind does not require fame or fortune. It is about intentional contribution. A mentor guiding a young colleague. A parent teaching life lessons instead of simply providing. A creative project completed and shared. Habits, values, and courage passed along to others.
Remember,
The Skald whispered.
these rules are not ancient stories frozen in time. They are living tools. They shape your courage, sharpen your mind, forge your character, and leave a legacy that echoes beyond your years. The world will test you. Life will push, pull, and challenge you. But if you live by the Skald's rules, shaping your story, honoring scars, building your shield wall, speaking intentionally, standing firmly, seeking storms, and leaving something behind, no force can break you. Rise, thrive, and let your saga echo in the halls of the present and the ages yet to come.
This is The Skald's Rules. Goodbye for now. Stay tuned for the next episode of Forgotten Wisdom. If you like this pilot episode of my series Forgotten Wisdom, please remember to share it with your friends and family, subscribe the channel, and comment your thoughts below. Thanks for watching.